Ladies love Cool James. LL Cool J doesn't really need an introduction, but he is a Grammy winner, hip-hop pioneer, and rap artist. He's been in the game for over 30 years. He's also a successful actor, appearing in dozens of TV and movie roles.
Yeah, and he plays Special Agent Sam Hanna on CBS's NCIS Los Angeles. Here's a quick look at Sunday's episode.
Looks like he was getting rid of evidence.
Evidence of what?
Gold heist.
All right, so the bike comes down here. They fire at him. He takes them out.
Second bike comes from behind, catches him by surprise.
A hit?
Maybe.
Actor, hip-hop artist, writer, and legend. LL Cool J is here with us now. What's up?
What's up, man?
What's going
What's up?
on,
Good
man?
to see
Good
you.
to see you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So, look, you've been, for both of us, we're huge fans of your work going
Thank
back
you.
many, many years. Before you even came out here, we were playing I Can't Live Without My Radio. We were playing it out here just in preparation. But I want to ask you about your role on NCIS. What's that been like for you?
You know, it's been a lot of fun. You know, I get to portray a real-life hero. You know, like I got to go to Camp Pendleton and meet with special ops guys and Navy SEALs and sailors and Marines and talk about what it means to be in the military, what it means to have that kind of an experience, and then take that experience into law enforcement. And, you know, this character puts his life on the line every day for innocent people, and for not so innocent people, just because he believes in certain values and principles. And, you know, when those NCIS agents come to our show and visit us, I can see it in their eyes that they take pride in what we do. So, you know, it's cool to be a part of something that kind of markets the right messages for America around the world, you know, and obviously everybody has their own opinion about those messages, but it feels good to be a part of it. It's cool.
There are going to be some fans out there that only know you as a great actor.
Right.
Like, that's it.
That's true.
When did you decide that you were going to focus more on acting than music?
You know what? Honestly, you know, the way it went was, you know, I signed on, you know, with CBS to do the show, and I figured it'd go a couple of years, and then we'd be, you know, I'd be back on tour. It didn't quite work out that way, and I had to make a decision in terms of priorities, and I said, you know what? My grandmother always told me, if a task is once begun, never leave it till it's done. Be thy labor great or small, do it well and not at all. So
Your grandmother said that?
yeah,
Wow.
she told me that growing up. That was all I ever heard growing up. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to focus, commit, and do the best job I can, and you know, I do music on the weekends.
Your first acting role, you remember it?
Oh, my first acting role
Wildcats.
No.
Wasn't it?
Well, first acting role in a movie.
Crush Groove.
Crush Groove, Wildcats. Yeah, you good. And then Toys with Robin Williams, may he rest in peace. He was a great guy. And yeah, I've done a lot of films.
Do you
over
remember
the years.
your line in Crush Groove?
Yeah, box.
That's
yeah,
it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it.
Box.
So we were
Yeah.
watching it last night, and I thought to myself, did he rehearse that?
Nah, I never rehearsed that. Nah, that was just something I said, like box, like telling my man get the box. You know?
All right, here's another one. What about the theme song from Wildcats, which you wrote?
It's the sport of kings.
Better than diamond ring.
Yeah.
It's like football.
Yeah. You know what? I did a lot of crazy, just trying to be creative and experiment. That was also Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson's
Wesley Snipes,
first
Woody
movie,
Harrelson
too.
was in it. Goldie Hawn.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that was a Nipsey Russell. He played the principal.
That's pretty
right?
funny. No, that's crazy.
Oh man. So speaking of that, sorry, go ahead.
Well, you brought up I Can't Live Without My Radio, which
Yes,
is that's what,
yes.
after Box,
I
and
need
that's what he
that.
went into,
Yeah,
right?
first
And I
album.
was thinking to myself as we were listening to it yesterday, I was like, man, this song is still hot.
I know.
And what it must be like to perform a song you performed at 17.
Right.
Yeah.
And it still gets people up on the dance floor
That
in the
beat is
club.
awesome. The
How
beat is-
weird
yeah.
is that?
You know what? It feels good because it came from the soul. You know, when you write all those albums over the years and they come from your soul, that stays with you. So when I'm out there performing, it's like, it still connects to me. It's not intellectual, you know, it comes from the spirit. So, you know, when I get on stage, it's a lot of fun and people, you know, generally respond in a good way. It's crazy. It gets wild out there.
Speaking of old school, you grew up in St. Albans, Queens. I
Yeah.
was just down the way in Laurelton.
Yeah.
Same time. I went to high school 82, 83.
Yeah.
You told Vibe that there's a realness to growing up in Queens back in those days.
Definitely.
Describe that for our viewers.
Well, you know, I mean, you know, you grow up in Queens. I mean, there's always like a slight threat of danger combined with
just a
you know, it's like an air of danger. You know what I mean? It's like a little air of danger.
My thing was just to keep walking and keep looking straight ahead.
You know, it's that feeling like my bus
No
pass
eye
is a
contact.
little in jeopardy right now. I'm not sure, but my bus
Lunch
pass
money, bus pass,
my lunch
any
money,
jewelry,
everything
sneakers,
is questionable.
my sneakers.
Yeah. I have something new on. Is this going to be a problem? Like, like you have to like really weigh it out, right?
Right,
If
right.
I tell the truth,
So true.
like you're like, okay, I got this new thing on. Okay, where we going?
Right,
How
right,
we
where we-
moving? You know, tuck your chain. There was some
man.
things. There was some things going on in
yeah.
Queens, but you know what? I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. And you know, I'm in Hollywood, but I'm not gone Hollywood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still here. I still want, hot dogs and conditions. Like I ain't, it's too late for me to change,
That's
man.
right.
I ain't 14. I'm not gonna start talking with a Cali accent and just go crazy on them or
But
something.
listen, you're a dad, and
Yeah.
your kids have known this LL Cool
Yeah.
J. I mean, and you're talking about growing up in Queens. I mean, when you talk to them about how you grew up,
yeah.
is there
tell them your
is there a
grandmother's line?
disconnect?
I do. It's funny. I do tell them my grandmother's line, and my kids, are like my older ones are a little closer to Queens, and that as my career expanded,
Right.
the young ones are a little further removed. So it's kind of. But what we're not gonna do is I'm not gonna raise some spoiled kids. I'm not gonna raise some kids that think that all the records I wrote and the songs I sang mean that they're entitled to, be whatever they want to, like treat people however they want to treat them. You know what I'm saying?
But how hard is that? Because you have access to anything that they would want. You could give it to them.
You know what? Look, I don't claim to be Bill Gates, but I do have a nice lifestyle.
Right.
And but the kids just have to. We're gonna do it blue collar style. You may talk a little, you may enunciate your words a little better than me and speak a little more clearly, but we're gonna do it my way. It's blue collar. Like I'm not doing the Hollywood spoiled kid thing.
Do they know how famous you are? Because sometimes little kids don't. Like they may say, "I love Taylor Swift," or "I love."
Well, see, my kids are. Oh, remember, I had my son like 3-4 years into my career,
That's right,
and then
that's
my eldest daughter 5 years in, and so my kids have literally grown up with me, so they're aware of that. But they don't take it for granted, and. They still ask me my opinion on music. That's a good sign. I guess it could be
That's
worse.
good. Yeah, it could be much worse.
Yeah, I
for
could
sure.
be laying in there with the penny loafers on. Just gave up, surrendered, and put the khakis on and the penny loafers and all that. But nah, they still love me. My son still raised my closet. So,
That's not bad.
although that might not be a good sign. I don't know. That could be,
He's like junior.
that could be a problem for me.
There is a line where it's like,
like
you
my
might
son
outgrow
is right in
that.
my closet now. Which one of us is? I don't know.
Yeah. Right.
Well, we love you.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
We love your work on NCIS, and clearly your work that you did back in the day resonates with us and millions of other fans around the
Thank
world.
you.
So
thank you so
LL.
much. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
man. And I also want to tell everybody, check out Lip Sync Battle when you can.
Yeah.
Oh, we love
we
Lip
love
Sync
Lip Sync
Battle.
Another thing, yeah.
Oh my
Chrissy
gosh.
Teigen is like the funniest
She's
woman
amazing.
on television.
She's amazing. She's funny. She's a great personality. John is great.
Yeah.
And they're a joy to work with.
We love
Mike
it too.
Tyson, my favorite episode, man. It's like he's terrible and great all at the same time. It's fantastic.
Leather pants will never be the same, will it?
Can't unsee it. Cannot unsee it.
Pussy good. Yeah, he's crazy.
Oh man.
LL Cool
This is so
J,
much
thank
fun.
you so much.
Thank you. Much love.